how to live without complaining so much. One, what it does to you and what it doesn't do to you. What it does to you, it brings you down. Life is really short. And we look around and we see some very successful people, and I don't mean success monetarily. I mean that could be a version too, but meaning happy people, fulfilled people, people that are satisfied, content, and yet, some of us just go through our lives complaining. How's your day? Yeah, it starts there. It starts with, oh my God, I'm here, I'm alive, I made it through. I slept 3 hours, I slept 2 hours, I didn't sleep a blink. Anything that could go wrong has gone wrong. Oh man, don't even get me started. And there's some people that is their mode. And, it changes your perception, because what you focus in is what you see. So if you see negativity because that's what you're perceiving and that's what you're talking about and that's what you're looking at, guess what? You're going to keep on seeing. That law of attraction is not some gimmick. It's real. That's why the lucky people continue to get lucky and unlucky people continue to get unlucky. And what it does to you physically, what you're perceiving, what you're choosing to see, is changing the chemicals that you're producing, your endorphins, lack thereof, your I forgot the rest of the chemicals, but it literally matters how you view the world and how you act and what you say. And then your brain, we're conditioned beings, we're conditioned animals. If we say we're ugly, we're ugly. If we say we're smart, we're smart. Who was it? Steve Harvey said it in a funny manner, but it stuck out to me. And he says every morning you wake up, and if you say you're ready to go, the chief atoms tell the rest of the millions of atoms, hey, Steve is ready to go. He's pumped, he's ready to go, he's full of energy, he's healthy, he's feeling great, he's ready to attack this day. And that's how your cells, go about their day. But if he wakes up, my God, don't even get me started. It's just going to be such a crappy day. I'm just not feeling it. I'm miserable, I'm tired, I'm achy, and the Chiefs atoms go, hey, yeah, we're tired today, we're hurting today, we're miserable today. And what does the team do? Okay, we're miserable today, we're hurting today. And that's how you go about your day. Life is short, man. 70 years, if you're lucky, 70 to 80 years for a man. Not really 80, I think it's 75 for a man. And that's if you're lucky enough that God allows you to be around that long. That's really, really short. In a couple generations, you're not even going to be remembered, and you're not going to take advantage of it, and you're just going to sit and complain. And let's think about other people, because we are such selfish beings so many times. What you do to people when you go around complaining. You got to realize that people are struggling in life. Life is a struggle. Life is suffering. And we all have a story. And the happiest of people, at the very least, are slightly depressed in some way or shape or form. We all deal with depression to a certain degree. We all deal with anxiety to a certain degree. Depending on how bad you eat, we all deal with some sort of ADD, ADHD, and and all the acronyms. You know, we're all dealing with a lot, and then you're gonna go when somebody is struggling and they psych themselves up and they do everything that they're supposed to so they can be pumped and ready to take on this world, for today, that it's as hard as any other person's life. And then you go, they're like, how you doing? And you go, and I mean, they are just, you just lowered their soul. You just lowered their vibe, their energy. And then you make them reflect on that. It's like, oh my God, yes. You're acting like I feel. And their shoulders, you can literally see. I see it. Negative people walk in. A positive person meets negative person. Negative person opens their mouth. Posture changes in the positive person. I am the most positive person I know. And I can't stand when a negative person comes around me, and I feel that. And it's like, how hard I work, and generally it doesn't bother me, or generally it doesn't change my whole entire day. But I wake up, I meditate, I pray, I read the Bible, I read a book, I write, I go to the gym, I run, I do all kinds of things to set up my day. And 99.99999% of people don't. So imagine if it bothers me, if it brings my shoulders down, if I notice that on me and my spirit, wow, what it's doing to the people that are not getting ready for this day. And I suggest you get ready for the day, but at the very least, stop complaining. It's what is it? There's like the 3 rule. Is it gonna matter in 2 years? Is it positive? And what can you do about it? Something like that. I'm really big on what can I do about it. If not, it goes in my shoebox. Just like when I was young and I had my bills, I put them in a shoebox. I wouldn't stress about the bills. I wasn't going to kill myself by stressing. I put them in a shoebox. Payday came. I flipped that shoebox out. I paid what I had to and what I could. And I put them back. And I just kept on piling them up until next payday. Could I stress over them? Absolutely. Most people do. Some people commit suicide because of it. Some people just go get drunk and high and depressed, or just go around complaining to people. Or you could just do what you can do. All you can do is all you can do. All you can do is enough. Just make sure you're doing all you can do. I heard that quote by some football coach, forgot his name. But make sure you're doing all you can do. Complaining, that's not all you can do. And if people, I've said this many times, if you absolutely have to let it out, I get it. Sometimes the load is just a lot. And if you don't have a good practice, I like writing. And when I have a lot to deal with, I write. And I let it out and I work it out. And that's how I work out a lot of my problems. Or I work out, or I run, or I talk it out with myself, or I do a video like this. But some people don't. And some people just have to put it on somebody else, which I think is selfish. But it is what it is. Sometimes that's how you deal with things, and It's easier for you to, put it on somebody else and let it out. And I will be that person. If you're gonna do that, then do it to one person. But no, most people just go around regurgitating their complaints onto everybody they come in contact with. It's just like a cancer, you could picture the cancer just touching over here and blackening that and spreading that virus everywhere. If you gotta, bring one person's soul down, one person's energy down to help yourself, then do that. Do that, and hopefully it's a good friend, and hopefully it's a strong person that could, regenerate that energy and that soul back into themselves, after you've drained them. But then move on. Not regurgitating. It's we're the only animals in the world that pay for the same shit over and over and over and over and over again, because we keep on talking about the same things. I know people that, are 50 years old still talking about what happened to them when they were 16. Why? Deal with it. Figure it out. Work it out. Get professional help. Do something. But you keep on just bringing everybody else down. Now, if you turned it in a positive way, and you're like, what? I don't want people to go through this. I want people to see that there's a positive in this, or there's a way out of this. Then tell your story. Make that your story and spend it in a positive way. But the complaining, what you do to people, so selfish. I don't know. Theme of the day, stop complaining. If you can't do something about it, do it. And this is not, a lot of people would probably think that this is because I heard somebody complain. And this is what brought this to my attention. No, it was me reflecting on me, and I complain to myself, but I complain, and I called myself out and said, what can you do about it? So I just went to the gym this morning, and I did my routine. I read the Bible, I meditated. I actually went to work and did some work already before the sun came out. And then I went to the gym, and there was somebody just being really loud and very obnoxious, and I put my headphones on super loud as they get, and I could still hear this person just being ridiculous. And I started complaining to myself, and I was tempted to give dirty looks, tempted to ask him if he was okay, and you know and I was embarrassed to myself, because I hold myself accountable, that I was complaining, even though it was in my own mind. I wasn't complaining to nobody else. What can I do about it? And it's a pretty small gym. I'm like, okay, can I go all the way over there? It's like, no, I'm going to hear him. And it's going to bother me, and I'm not going to be able to focus. And focus is everything, especially when you're dragging yourself out to go do these things and do these routines. So I GPS the next gym. It's like, okay, it's 10 minutes away, 3 miles away. I'll just go to that one. So I did what I could, you know, and I'll be fine. And then this one, if there's somebody loud, this one is a much bigger gym, you know. But in reflecting about me, I started thinking of what that looks like, because I've learned a lot by observing other people. Unfortunately, I haven't had just a ton of great examples in life, especially leadership. I know great leaders, but I didn't have them as examples as my leaders. What I actually learned in leadership that I didn't learn in books was I learned what not to do. And it's a great tool. You know, a lot of people is like, oh, I never get trained. Nobody ever teaches me. No, nobody sets me up for success. Well, learn in reverse. You know, learn what not to do. And then what's left, do that. You know, have some critical thinking. And, you know, I've seen how a lot of people act. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be like that. I don't want nobody to look at me like I'm looking at that person. And yes, I'm judgmental, you know, but it's helped me become a better person because I don't want to act like that. I don't want to be perceived like that. People think it's a hard pill to swallow to realize that you're not the main character in everybody else's movie, you know. So a lot of people can't look from the outside in. You know, most people that complain, they think that they're not doing anything wrong. You know, they don't think that they're being negative, or they think that being negative is being real, or they think that being negative it's okay, and it's not. It's all not okay. You know, being critical is okay. You know, sometimes being critical comes out as negative, but you got to be critical in order to find the result. You know, so you're coming up with something positive as you're doing it, not just regurgitating on everybody, just defecating on everybody, spreading virus, spreading the cancer. All right, well, thank you for attending my TED Talk. Let's not complain today. Let's do what we can today. And if we can't do anything about it, let's just move forward. Let's move on to the next thing. You know, realize that everybody's going through everything. I'm the most positive person that I know. I'm going through my own struggles. I have my own demons, my own depressions, my own suffering, you know, but I work it out every single day, however I do it. And I know you do too. And if you don't think you do, you're probably in denial. Or maybe you're just lucky. Maybe you figured out how to win life. You know, I feel like I won life and I still have to deal with those things. And if I know that I have to deal with those things, man, I know a lot of people that don't have systems, that don't have the discipline, that don't have the routines, that haven't been working on this for decades. And I feel for them. I feel for them. And I get angry to know that people are being negative and complaining and bringing those people's energy around just because they're being senseless and selfish. And it's not okay. It's not okay. Love ya.